Thank you, Kevin. You're so helpful. Thank you. What is happening? What is happening with this book now? Hi, welcome. My name is Bryn, and this is my channel where I talk about book stuff. I'm the Book Baron. Welcome in. This intro is going to give you a very different type of energy than what you're going to get in the vlog footage. So I apologize for that. I've got purple hair and about a pound of makeup on. This video will be me entirely with blonde hair and almost no makeup on because I filmed this literally a month ago, but because of busy craziness in my life, I just haven't gotten around to editing and posting it. But what's this video? I had a weekend to myself and I thought I'd spend it with you all. Come and spend the weekend reading with me. Let's stop rambling and just get into the vlog footage, shall we? Hi, good morning. So it is currently about 8:09 in the morning on Saturday. The reason I wanted to do this is because my September is really busy and this is my last free weekend before everything really is just completely booked. So I want to try and get as much reading done as possible. My husband is also gone this weekend, so there will be zero interruptions. But that said, I do need to get some cleaning done and some other things, so I know I couldn't do like a 24-hour reading vlog. That's the plan. I don't have any sort of like reading or books planned out. I am currently reading The Doctor by Nikki Sloane. I'm about a third of the way into, and then from there, I have no idea what I'll be reading. I just started with The Doctor basically last night. It is about Preston. No, it's not about Preston. It's about Cassidy, and at the beginning of the book is having some issues with her boyfriend. They are home from college at the moment. They are going to college in the same spot. They've been dating for several years, and she's just feeling like he's not really paying attention to her, and he just seems to want her to be around only when it's convenient for him and not really put in the work of a relationship anymore. He's getting kind of lazy and just not treating her very respectfully in general. At the beginning of the book, she pretty quickly breaks things off, and who's there to comfort her but his dad? Yeah, Dr. Lowe is a surgeon, a trauma surgeon, I think they said, and he's there to comfort her. And maybe he's always been there. Things heat up pretty quick, but this is the thing about Nikki Sloane. She just has this like wild ability that like whatever she's selling, I'm buying. And it's stuff that I'm like, I don't know, Nikki. I don't know if that's for me. Age gap, you really got to sell me on it. Ex's father, that seems a little far-fetched. Spice before the 50% mark, I'm not sure. Have you really even built a connection? And I'm like, somehow she does it. Somehow I buy the connection. Because basically Dr. Lowe is just an older, more mature, kind version of his son. So I'm like, I get it. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I kind of knew that I would just because I've read 2 other books in the Nashville Neighbor series and I really loved them. But also, how cute is this mug? He's a little whale. All of that said, I am going to keep reading. I will update you probably in a couple of hours about the book, or if I have to take a pause and do any activities. Maybe I'll try and do B-roll. That scares me. Maybe not. All right, see you in a bit. So I'm taking a little break for breakfast now. It's 11:30. I'm now about 60% into The Doctor and I'm still really liking it. It is very spice heavy, but I'm so impressed with Nikki Sloane's ability to use that as a way of like building tension in the relationship and progression, and she's really adept at that. And I think part of it is she just really takes her time on each of the scenes. She's not rushing through everything, so it's like every feeling that they're having moment to moment is captured without it being overwritten where I'm like, okay, but I'm bored now. She captures those little like micro emotions I feel like that you have, especially at the beginning of a relationship. It's also kind of sad because I'm seeing some little trauma buttons getting pushed for our girl Cassidy. She's, you know, it sounds like she hasn't had the best relationship with Preston, and then then also has maybe some abandonment issues with her dad who's not present. So I'm just seeing some of these interactions are kind of hurting her when he's not able to make it because he has something going on with his job. And it's just like, oh, you just feel for her. I'm going to eat my breakfast, which is a mishmash of things because it's almost lunch. And then I think I might switch to an audiobook and do some cleaning. I have a couple of audiobooks from the library. So if I do that, I'll let you know what I'm switching to. And then I'll catch you in a little bit. All right, bye. I'm back. That was fast. Getting ready to clean now. So I have 3 books on audio right now from the library. So I have How to Bite Your Neighbor and Win a Wager by D.N. Bryn. And this seems to be some sort of like gay vampire romance. That's on KU. I also have Lords of Eternal Night by Ben Alderson, which looks like more of like a gay fantasy. And then Next of Kin, which is an MF romance by Bonham-Young, but that one's not on KU. I'm so torn right now. I think I'm going to do Lords of Eternal Night by Ben Alderson, and I'll let you know how that's going. I'm going to clean. It'll probably take about an hour, almost noon. I'll try and get some B-roll, but I'm not very good at it, so we'll see if it makes the cut. Bye. So I ended up taking way longer than I thought I would to clean. It was just one of those weekends where I couldn't stop cleaning. That said, it did give me a good chunk of time to get through the audiobook for the Lord of Eternal Night. I am happy to report that I'm having a really good time with it. So it's supposed to be like a male vampiric retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And normally I'm not a big fan of retellings because it relies too much on the original narrative structure. And then I get bored because I'm like, well, I know what's going to happen next. But I'm actually having a great time with this book because it's mostly just used for the actual setup of the book. We have Jack, who is a witch that has these powers that they haven't seen in centuries. And the lore with his powers is that he is going to be able to break this curse and get rid of this creature, Marius, who's sort of like a vampire type of creature, although they're not outright calling him that. Every so often, these witches need to sacrifice someone to Marius. This year they have decided that they're going to send Jack in sort of as a Trojan horse. The idea being he'll seduce him and kill him and then breaking the curse. The only problem is, he's been fed a lot of half-truths about Marius's origins and really who Marius is in general. I will say just because we're spending, it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, it's primarily taking place in the manor that Marius owns. So you're interacting mostly with the beings that are in that house, which are a lot of them are of a paranormal nature, but it's not like there's a ton of world building being done. But because we're in this house, it doesn't feel very necessary. So I'm actually pretty okay with it. Everything is from Jack's POV. And I will say that the way this is written is a little bit passive, but for some reason it's making it feel more fairy tale-ish. I don't know. I'm actually kind of liking it. Normally, I don't like a passive voice. I was kind of surprised because I'm having a pretty good time with it. I mean, it's vampires, so it's got the spooky elements. It's a male-male romance. The ratings aren't that good. On Goodreads, it only has a 3.6 when I went on there because I wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally spoil anything for you guys when I was explaining what was going on in the book. Yeah, low ratings, which I was kind of surprised. And I was like, I'm really liking this, but maybe it's because I didn't go in with any expectations. I don't know, but I'm just happy to have a paranormal that's working out. Anyway, since I'm already kind of sweaty and gross, I think I'm gonna go for a run really quick. And during that time, I'll probably finish the rest of this book. And then done with that, I'll check in with you, give you an update, and then I'll go back to reading The Doctor. See you soon. Hi, I'm back. So it took me a little bit longer than I anticipated to work out. I end up lifting, which usually takes longer. I did finish Lord of Eternal Night, and I'm going to give it 4 stars. So I didn't absolutely love it, but I don't have a ton of notes as to anything that I disliked. I do wish it was a little bit longer because I felt like the plot at the end got a little bit rushed with getting that resolved because there was quite a few things that happened, but overall know, I had a good time. It was a fun, spicy time. Can't complain, honestly, because I haven't had the best of luck with fantasy romances in general. So this was a good one. I need to run to the store real quick and pick some stuff up for dinner. So I'm gonna walk there and then myself some dinner, and we'll get finishing The Doctor by Nikki Sloane. See you in a second. Going to be a string on my shirt for this entire shot. Please ignore it. It's bugging the crap out of me, but there's nothing I can do. Hello. So I just made myself some curry and I was going to eat dinner, but I wanted to update you because I decided to start another audiobook. It's called Bad Things Feel Good. No, it's not. It's called Bad Things Feel Best, but you know what? I'm going to continue to say it wrong, so best of luck remembering what it actually is. I believe by Smoak. The cover was just really pretty. I liked the sunsetty look, and it's supposed to be like a thriller, romantic suspense somewhere in there, but basically the premise is that Hazel has been offered a position as the assistant to this very famous romance writer, but when she gets there, she realizes that she's actually the assistant to her assistant, and she can't seem to like find this woman at all in the property. The house is really spooky, and the guy that she's actually working for, his name is Mr. Remington. He's hot but suspicious. So she's like trying to right now find out more information about him. I'm kind of curious to see where this goes because initially it was kind of giving me Verity vibes, but the internal monologue, she just doesn't take anything seriously. If you put a boundary there, she's like, no, what if I just hold that line a little bit? So she's entertaining. I'm not that far into this book. I think I'm maybe 10%, but it's not a very long book. I think it's under 300 pages. So I'm going to continue listening to that, finish this, and then move on to The Doctor. Hello, 'tis I. I have you in kind of an odd spot because the sun is blasting through this window right now because it is 6:30 and it's sunset here. So I tried to sit down and read The Doctor for a little bit after I had dinner, and my legs are cramping up because it was leg day. So I need to go for a walk, get those loosened up, stretch a little bit. So I'm going to continue on with the Smoak book. I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot further in that because it's so short. I found out I'm 25% into that, not 10% like I thought. I'll update you on what's going on when I get back. And if there's nothing of consequence, I'll probably just roll straight into reading The Doctor for the evening. So it may just cut to B-roll. I'll see you in a second. Hello. So I'm back from my walk. I'm happy to report my legs are feeling better, but we're losing daylight and Kevin's about to jump up any second now. Thank you, Kevin. You're so helpful. Thank you. Oh my God. Mommy's trying to be a professional and you're not helping. So I had to kick the cat off. So I'm not enjoying this book. I can't remember the name of it. Bad Things Feel Good, Good Things Go Bad, something like that. So I'm not really enjoying it because I feel like tonally the internal dialogue for the heroine is a little bit like silly, goofy, young, naive a little bit. And then we're supposed to have this like creepy, spooky house, right? They're like, oh, don't be around the house after midnight and don't go walking on the beach. And, you know, there's all these like ominous warnings and the lights are cutting out and those sorts of things. So we have like that. And so like tonally those things like aren't quite matching up. And then we also have like too many elements being introduced. So we have like this potential love triangle between her and her boss and also like the pool boy, but like the boss has not showed any real interest in her. He just happens to be existing and attractive. And then the younger one has shown some interest and invited her to a beach party and has wanted to like spend time with her. But there's not enough time spent with this person to feel any chemistry, and we're already just like getting kissy. And then we're also getting hints that we're headed in sort of a Twilighty direction. I think Bella Swan Googling at the computer or binging about certain information she has about this certain someone. We're kind of getting to that level. I'm struggling a little bit with it, but it's also, I've been able to read it rather fast because it's such a short book that I'm like, well, I'm already this far in, so I'll probably finish it. For tonight, I'm going to put that down for my own sanity, and I'm going to finish The Doctor. So I will update you in much worse lighting. It's now 10:30, so I'm very tired, but I finished The Doctor, and I'm going to give this a 4-star. I really liked the book in general. Like I said, Nikki Sloane really takes her time with every scene and just really pulls you into the feelings and emotions of the characters minute to minute. I will say, though, unlike the other ones in the series, I did find myself getting just a touch bored because I think out of the ones that I've read, which is The Pool Boy and Frat Boy, this one had the least amount of plot, truly. I honestly think I prefer those two over this one. I really wish something more had come around with either the neighbor lady or just the tension with Preston, the ex-boyfriend, just to offer a little bit more variety, because I did feel like there was just like one too many spicy scenes, and not that things that were being done in each of the scenes was getting repetitive. It was just like at a certain point, like it didn't feel like it was developing anything. And so I was just kind of like, oh, just like one less and it would have been like perfect. But I'm going to get some sleep, and I will figure out what I'm going to read tomorrow morning for my physical book. I will see you in the morning, bright and early. Good morning. It's Sunday. It's 9 a.m. because I slept in a little bit, and I'm just getting kind of a late start in general because I have not been sleeping great this weekend. So I'm taking it easy on myself. So this morning I need to edit some videos. So I've mentioned in a couple of other videos that I have a big work conference coming up this month, which means that I need to pre-film a couple videos and get things edited, not just for the week, but like also the beginning portion of the following weeks. I won't have time to film and edit and do anything the week that I'm at that conference. I would film myself and get some B-roll, but I wear carpal tunnel wraps. I don't want to appear on the internet with them on because it's not cute. It's not cute. So here's B-roll of me drinking coffee and quickly editing. Do. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That's about as enjoyable as B-roll, right? All right, I'll see you in a bit. I'll probably listen to the Bad Things. God, I don't remember the name of this book. What is this called? Bad Things Feel Best. God, I don't think I've said it right once now. Oh, dang it. Oh, that's embarrassing. I think I'm gonna listen to that while I edit too, just so that I'm continuing to progress on that. And then I'm really hoping that the majority of today can just be sitting down and physically reading a book, because I know I am going to miss that the second that this weekend is over, that I won't have as much time to do that. I will do some updating and I will see you in a little bit. All right, terrible shot, but it's now 11:20. I have edited a whole 9 minutes of my tier ranking video. I'm in pain, y'all. These are so hard to edit. Like, I'm not joking. Evidence. Ugh, it's taking so long. Hi. So plans changed today. It's now 2 o'clock. I spent pretty much all day editing that video, mostly because I just wanted to get it done. Now I only have 2 videos to film and edit this upcoming week, and then I should be set for the time when I'm at my conference. It's not how I wanted to spend my weekend necessarily, but it feels good to have it done. And then now I think I'm gonna try and go for a walk. I'm gonna finish up what is it? Bad Things Feel Good. The one I can't remember the title of that I'm not like super loving. I'm gonna go on a walk and just listen to that and just like decompress a little bit from the like hyperfixation mode that I just went into, because that like my back is kind of achy because I was just like, while I was editing. So, and then I'll come back and actually sit down and read something. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start Anointed by Charity B. When I see you next, I'll just update you. I don't know. My brain is melted. I need a break. All right, see you soon. Hi. So I just got back from my walk. I need to talk to you guys about this book. I think I'm like 80% in at this point. But is this satire? Like, if anyone else has read this, like, truly, is this satire? I'm suspicious at this point. There's been suspicions that the boss is a vampire. What's her evidence? Someone's allergic to garlic, everyone seems to be cold, and everyone uses old-fashioned language. It's not great. So that's our background, right? Just now, there have been several instances where they have tried to prevent her from getting cut. Confirming perhaps they are vampires. She does end up cutting herself at one point. She's wearing an expensive dress, so she decides, I don't want to ruin this dress, but I need to wrap my hand. So she takes her undies off and uses that. Is this satire? And then her potentially vampire boss takes them. Is this satire? I really need to know. It would make so much more sense. Like, this can't be a real book, right? What is happening? I'm gonna finish this, but oh, guys, this is like no stars. This is not good. What is happening with this book now? So she has been suspicious that I'm spoiling this whole book. I don't think anyone should read this, which feels so mean to say, but this is really bad. Oh my God. So she has been attracted to her boss, but been suspicious. She thought that he was maybe setting her up for murder of their boss, this writer lady, for most of the book. And then they had a couple kissy scenes, and then now she's in love with him? And they've spent, I cannot express to you, 0 time together. They are not even in a relationship. And she's like, oh, I'm in love with him. He takes her to dinner. This is like maybe day 2 of the relationship. Maybe. He gives her jewelry because he's been buying her expensive stuff throughout this whole thing. He gets her a nice necklace. And her thought when this is happening is, I can picture him going down on one knee and asking me to marry him. Like 2 days ago, you thought he was setting you up for murder. What is happening? This book is so bad. I should DNF this book, honestly. Oh my God. I'm gonna finish it. Send help. No. No. I finished this book 1 star. This is not a good book. I feel so mean saying that. Normally I'd DNF a book if I think it's gonna be a 1 star. And most of the time I can understand why other people might like a book, but this is one where I'm like, what? Why would anyone like this? It's supposed to be like a thriller, a horror, and a romance, and it just executes none of them as successfully. There's no atmosphere, there's no character development, there's no chemistry in the relationship, there's hardly even relationship development. What was this book? And the worst part is, I did confirm it's not satire, because the author's note is like, oh, I can't get Mr. Remington out of my head, and I'm so happy for this author that they wrote a character that they really love. But I can eject him from my brain immediately. And pretty much this whole book. Actually, no, I'm a little scarred from this book. This is not good. Oh, I feel so mean. I will admit, it did give me some giggles because it was so bad. Oh, also, like, the twist ending, I could have told you that was going to be the ending from the beginning. I don't want to get into it because I had to suffer through that book. Well, I didn't have to. I chose to suffer through that book, and editing took longer than I thought. I'm going to order myself some food because it's now about 4:30, and while I'm waiting for that to come, I'm going to start Anointed by Charity B, which is the cult book that I'm really excited for, and it's supposed to be like a psychological horror. Oh, look at me just lying to you. I don't end up reading that book. Spoiler! Alright, I'll tell you what I'm reading in a little bit. Hi, so I decided to take a shower, but my food is here, and it looks so yummy. So I made a slight change in plans. I think instead of reading the Charity B book, because that's a little bit bigger, I'm going to read that during the week. So I think what I'm going to do today is actually start a Lily White book, and I can't remember the name of it, so I'm going to put it up on the screen here, but it's something about like teacher or something. It's just on the slightly shorter side, and Lily White has a really big backlist that I'm really curious about. I just want to use this as like a little bit of a taste test to see if she's an author that I'll like. I'm going to eat this food, listen to a podcast, and then I will dive into the Lily White book. Sorry about the change. Thank you for being along for the ride. So you're on the back of my couch right now. A change up in scenery. And so it's 7 o'clock now. It took me a little bit longer to eat dinner than I had anticipated, mostly because I decided to eat like several bowls of cereal along with the dinner I had delivered. But I just started Her Master's Teacher by Lily White, the book I switched to. I'm just having a little giggle to myself right now. So I don't know if any of you read Babysitter's Club books when you were younger, but for those of you who don't know or need a refresher, the second chapter on Babysitter Club books were always the same. It was a list of the active members, their features about their family, their personality traits, like that sort of a thing. So it'd be like, I'm Christy, I'm 10 years old, I have 4 siblings, I have brown hair, that kind of stuff. This book is doing that a little bit, and it just kind of made me laugh because it's like, my name is Holland Strong, 21 years old. I'm the youngest man training to be a master within a society of wealthy and influential men. I'm sure the exposition on this will improve, but I was just like, oh dear, I don't like that I'm drawing parallels to like a children's book. Anyways, I thought that was funny. I just wanted to share that giggle with you. Okay, I will update you when I have something actually to say about this book. So I apologize for the glare that you're going to get off my glasses, but I have to leave them on because I can't see without them, and I need the light, otherwise I'm like in the dark. So I'm about 10% into Her Master's Teacher, and I'm liking it so far. I will say it's taking me a long time to read it just because I'm very tired today. I haven't been sleeping that well. There's some stuff going on in my personal life that's just kind of stressing me out, and it's just impacting my ability to focus as much as I want to on this book. My eyes are literally like wanting to close physically. I'm having a hard time keeping them open. It's 8 p.m. and I didn't sleep well, but also like I'm a grandma. I need to be in bed at such an early time. So now that I've rambled for like over a minute, what this book is about. We have Holland, and he is 21 years old, and he is the youngest master in this like underground society, I think, that preps courtesans for their masters. So it seems to be that he is into human trafficking, and he is going to college right now while being trained under a man named Aiden. During his college courses, he's taking a psych course. They're learning about Stockholm Syndrome, and that is taught by Claire, who is our heroine for the book. Basically, she gives a lesson on Stockholm Syndrome, just like some basic theory behind it, how it happens. Also that there are some mechanisms to resist against this happening. Like just because these things are present doesn't mean that you automatically have Stockholm Syndrome. For him, he's like, well, this is you throwing down the gauntlet because I literally break people. That's what I do. And so to him, he's finding this kind of humorous, and he's like, haha, the ultimate challenge would be to break her. He's just starting to engage her where I think he might make an attempt to abduct her. I'm so tired. I need to just get to bed. I'll read a little bit tomorrow morning, and then it'll be like a full 48-hour vlog. This is me rambling because my eyes don't want to stay open. All right, I will see you tomorrow morning. I lied. I read a little bit more while I was in bed, but I look like an absolute gremlin, so here's video of the cat. I read a little bit more, and I'm just really weirded out by an interaction that our professor Claire had. She just kind of got snippy with a student because she caught them getting kissy with Holland. What I'm disturbed by is she just talked to a student about her sex life? Why? That's like just 10 levels of not appropriate. I'm hoping we move away from this professor stuff because I don't know if it's going to be well done. Oh, he rises. Oh, good stretch. All right, I will absolutely talk to you tomorrow. you. It's Monday. You've spent the whole weekend with me. It's now 8:30 and I was just about ready to start work, so I thought I'd close this out. So I did read about 10% further in, so I'm about 20% now into Her Master's Teacher, and so far I'm liking it. I do find Claire, the professor's characterization, a little bit more immature than I would have expected for someone who is a professor at a college. Aside from that, we've kind of already moved out of that context, so I'm kind of thinking that things will ramp up and change. There is a heavy emphasis on psychology, which is what I like in Captor Captives, but I'll let you know all of my thoughts in my wrap up for this month.
And I'm also going to tell you what I think right now. It was a 5-star book. I wish I could chop off the beginning and the end, and then it would be perfect, but I loved the middle part so much. 5 stars.
This was my first attempt at doing like a truly casual vlog with no plan, just spending the weekend with me. So let me know very kindly if you have any feedback. It was my first attempt at B-roll, and I think I have some work to do on it, but with that, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want more content from me, and leave a comment below and let me know how you spent your weekend. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. You guys are so funny, so it's like my favorite part of every video. But I hope I see you on my next video. Bye-bye!